Hello my friends, and welcome back to the rabbit hole, and welcome to what's new in skincare for January of 2021. We absolutely have to start this video with a handful of announcements because, quite frankly, I think this entire series has to have a little bit of a reboot just so I can keep filming it. First of all, I just want you all to know that every brand in existence will be releasing their own skincare line. I know it may not be true just yet, but mark my words, it will be because, let's be honest, skincare is where the money resides. This series was easy to do a year and a half ago. It truly was. There wasn't a ton of new releases every month. Now it's 1,000 new releases. It genuinely is. We've caught up to the makeup community in the abundance of releases. And it is pretty funny that the people who, were into skincare before it was cool, we're minorly irritated by all of this. We are very capable of seeing what's going on. We know why these celebrities are suddenly deciding to come out with skincare lines. We know why makeup brands now have their own skincare line. We see it. But it is absolutely the nature of the game. It's these companies following the trends and following where the money currently is, which is why undoubtedly the next release will be the collaboration of CeraVe and GameStop, now available in a short squeeze tube. This is a little bit of a spoiler of some topics we're going to touch on throughout this video. If you are new to skincare, I'm going to take you back in this video. We're going to be talking about the history of skincare, the recent history. But this is also where I put my foot down and say it's impossible for me to talk about every new release, and it is very impossible for me to try everything that's out there. So instead, for this month, we're going to kind of focus on products that I do think stand out, whether that's in a good or bad way. And as always, if you do want me to review and try specific products, the best way for me to gauge interest is to see the comments below. So leave a comment. I can't promise I will try every product that is in the comments, but it will help me if I see multiple people saying, hey, we want you to talk about this. In spite of shrinking down the amount of products that we talk about in this video, I still will have the same layout. So if you open the description box below, you can go to the drugstore or the high-end section of the video. And of course, I have links to all of the products that I talk about in the description box. So let's go ahead and start with what I think is genuinely one of the most exciting releases in this entire video, if not one of the most exciting releases for the year of 2021. We'll have to see. That's a bold statement to make, but I am excited about this product. And it is the Inkey Succinic Acid Acne Treatment. $8.99 for this product. So I'm sure you've heard the buzz around this product. I don't know if you're like me and have not been able to catch it. I actually had it in my cart this morning and it sold out before I was even able to check out. But this product is flying off the shelves of Sephora. And I think it's for really good reason, even though, as you may guess from what I just said, I haven't tried it. However, hopefully I get to try it soon. So what the heck is this succinic acid ingredient? It basically is an option for people who have acne-prone skin, but also a bit more sensitive skin, as it's not quite as harsh of an ingredient on the skin as, say, salicylic or benzoyl peroxide. It's not a traditional chemical exfoliant in the sense of BHA. Instead, it's a much more gentle ingredient. And what it does on the skin, and I'll link you a study in the description box below, it is antimicrobial, which is obviously critical for anybody dealing with acne, as acne is acnes, a bacteria in and of itself. It is also anti-inflammatory, which that's an approach that I've always felt is really important in treating acne, and yet, if you look at antiquated ideas around this, people didn't pay much attention to anti-inflammatory ingredients, and yet what is acne but inflammation? Bacteria and inflammation. So you're seeing how this is adding up to an interesting ingredient. It is also antioxidant. It may even have some anti-aging benefits to it, and again, it's a gentle ingredient. And looking at this specific product, not only is it incredibly affordable, straightforward, fragrance-free, but it is 2% of the succinic acid, 2% sulfur, which is a fantastic ingredient for helping with acne-prone skin as well, and then 1% salicylic. I feel like the only real catch that I have with this product is that, I just said this may be great for people with acne-prone sensitive skin, but also by having especially that salicylic in there, I don't know if that's going to be still the best option for that skin type, so I'd love to see is some brand, Inkey List or another brand, come out with a product that highlights succinic acid, but without using those chemical exfoliating ingredients as well. Nonetheless, I do suspect that this will be an incredible product for a lot of people, and I absolutely cannot wait to try it. But I also, I try to make this a very honest channel. I want to be honest with you about my thoughts on products. So I also want to make sure I say I have one, not even a con with this, but just one thing to point out, and that is, as somebody with acne-prone skin, especially back when it was pretty bad, I used to have this tendency to see a new acne product on the market and think, that's the one, that's going to solve all my issues. Just know that acne is very complicated. I can't even tell you, 3 or 4 products that helped me with mine. It's a long list of ingredients that all contributed to me reining in my skin issues. But yeah, it's never been the case for me, and I don't think it is for anybody that one product just is the answer. Hopefully that makes perfect sense. I'm trying to bring a little bit of reality into the current tremendous hype around this product, and yet to also tell you that I want to try it myself. A quick comment on the smell. I haven't seen anyone point this out, but it probably will have a little bit of a sulfur scent to it, since it is unscented and contains sulfur. Let me make sure I'm scooted over here so that editing isn't an absolute nightmare for me. I have this real tendency to reposition myself to the center. Anyway, let's move on. The next product I want to talk about is from Revolution Skincare. Now I know some people have been iffy on Revolution. They've certainly used a lot of potential irritants, some fragrance in some of their products, but this is very much an exception. We are going to be talking about their new vitamin C ampoules. Back when I reviewed Revolution Skincare, I said what stood out to me so much is that they were duping skincare products that other brands weren't. And I think that's what's going on here. I actually love my Dr. Babur ampoules. It's another product that you don't see in my empties because how do you show broken glass in an empties video? But I really do love them, and they really are very pricey. So $14, now you're talking my language. And the ingredients are 2 forms of humectant and ascorbic acid at 10%. Now, before you feel concerned and say, oh, what about the ferulic acid? We need some stabilizers, or the ascorbic acid will oxidize. Well, the beauty of this product is that we're talking about ampoules. These are one-time use and done, which officially means this would have to be the lowest irritant vitamin C product that I've ever seen, because we don't have to worry about oxidation. See what I'm saying here? So this looks absolutely amazing. Keep in mind that as long as these are formulated at a low pH, you will probably feel some amount of stinging upon application. And again, I haven't tried these to know how they are, but I am extremely curious. I see that they've also come out with salicylic ampoules and niacinamide ampoules, and I guess for whatever reason they're not disclosing the percentages on these, even though they did for the vitamin C. This is it. This is what I'm talking about with Revolution Skincare. All over the place, no consistency, and yet I still follow them closely, because if they can make good dupes, I'm here for it. Just so you know, these have not actually released yet. They release on February 4th. I do really quickly want to mention AOA Skin. I'm not going to go through every product, and I also don't necessarily think this is the least expensive brand I've ever seen. In case you have never heard of Miss A, they're kind of known, I would say, for their sponges. They have $1.55 beauty blender dupes, but they also came out with the skincare line. And while their products are $1.77, they're also 20 milliliters, so they're little tiny squeeze tubes. But what caught my attention is their invisible acne patches, which they're selling for $1.77 for a set. 15 patches for $1.77 is incredibly exciting. I just said in my empties video that, I don't care who makes my hydrocolloids as long as I have something to put over any kind of open acne that I have, whiteheads in particular. So this looks really nice. It does have some tea tree oil, which not everybody can use, but also some cica. Or you can buy 84 patches for $8.99. So this is definitely something I see myself purchasing in the future. I just managed to catch some amazing hydrocolloid deals in that Ulta secret clearance. I got the OK brand ones and they're okay, as the name suggests. We love a brand that tells you all about its quality with its name. No, I'm just kidding. I actually like the OK brand. But yeah, these are interesting. I'm really excited to see that I won't have to, hunt for sales anymore, assuming these do work well. And as always, let me know if any of you have actually tried these products. And then my last product in the affordable section is a sunscreen. This is new at Target. The Black Girl Sunscreen Make It Matte Sunscreen SPF 45. This is a little bit pricey for the amount you get, but at the same time, it's really exciting to see an SPF 45 mist available at the drugstore. I always say whenever these mists come up that I don't recommend you use them as your base sunscreen. That's pretty much my opinion, I admit, but I just worry that it might not give you as good of coverage as a traditional sun cream. However, I think these are great for touch-ups. Again, I know that it's a bit of a controversial topic, but I think that for some people, I think this is the reality of reapplication. I don't like to go against the recommended guidance, which is to reapply every 2 hours and to reapply a sunscreen, a traditional sunscreen every 2 hours. However, I also, I have my own perspective as somebody from the working class. A little bit more about me. So I've worked a ton of jobs in my life. One of them was a job at a real estate company. It was a very upscale real estate company. I actually have no clue how I managed to sneak into that one. But part of the requirements for that job were you had to wear makeup and you had a full explanation of how your makeup had to be done. Foundation, lipstick, mascara, etc. And so, the reality for me in that case was, especially with my chemical allergy, I couldn't just reapply physical sunscreen over all of that. And I think what's kind of tragic is that for people like myself, that the standard guidance, it just doesn't help that much because it doesn't work for our jobs that pay our bills. So I think there's a lot more conversation that we need to have in terms of SPF, and I hope that people are willing to say this. I know it's controversial what I'm saying, but it's important. I want to make sure I note, though, this is a chemical sunscreen, so I will not personally be purchasing it, but chemical filters do work out for a lot of people, and I don't think that they are dangerous. I just think it's possible to have an allergy, which is what I have. Moving into the mid-range, high-end section of this video, I want to really quickly mention the Fresh Kombucha Cleansing Treatment, which basically, since I started trying this, I'm pretty sure I've talked about in every video that I've put out. So anyway, I will link you the full review if you're interested in more info, but yeah, initially I was only going to briefly go over it in this video, and instead I massively have fallen in love with this. I have a dedicated video now. And to sum it up in a few sentences, basically I think this is an incredible new release for people that have acne-prone skin, and especially if you're somebody who only cleanses your skin with traditional cleanser once a day. I absolutely think this is a micellar water substitute, not to be confused with the micellar water as it doesn't contain traditional surfactants. Instead, it's a completely innovative idea and really one of the most exciting releases I've seen. But let's bash some products. Not really bash, I'm kidding, I'm not like that, but at the same time, I want to talk about some products that I'm not super excited about. Of course, keep in mind this whole video is only my opinion anyway, but let's kick things off with this Ole Henriksen Lemonade Smoothing Scrub. This product is so hilarious to me. When I first saw this, I laughed for 5 minutes straight. What I gather from this is I feel like Ole Henriksen just said, you know what? Screw all of you, YouTube skincare community. Just a big screw you. We don't care. We're gonna come out with a lemonade smoothing physical scrub. It's just so funny to me because it's everything that a certain sect of the skincare community just hates. The reality is I'm not super interested in this $32 scrub, plus I think it is going to get bashed by certain parts of the skincare community, but I want to actually take a little bit of a bigger or a wider approach to this. I actually want you to understand why this is such a humorous release. So basically, if you're new to skincare, kind of like I was alluding to at the beginning of this video, if you're new to skincare, that doesn't mean that skincare enthusiasts have just popped up. We've been around for a while, but if you go back far enough, especially in the YouTube space, 5 years ago, it was a completely different approach to skincare. It was all mixed into makeup, skincare, nails. It was all one category of beauty, and so brands like Ole Henriksen used to send out their products to people that primarily talked about makeup. And it was well received because their products tend to be heavily scented. They tend to be fun to use. Like, I'm not gonna lie about that. They smell nice. They're good textures, and so, you know, without necessarily knowing a ton about skincare, you could just say, well, I enjoy the product, there we go. And it did stand out back then because, you know, back then we're talking about the era of kitty litter face masks. I am not making that up. I probably sound like I am, I'm not. When your options for skincare were kitty litter or Ole Henriksen, what are you gonna choose? And I genuinely think it's only within the past 1 to 2 years that the mentality has changed. I've been here. I've watched it happen. Within the last year or 2 years, we've seen people kind of take this approach of figuring out what companies are lying to them. And I think it's so amazing to me that that's been so successful, because the reality is all marketing has always been marketing. It's not the same as a direct lie, and in fact, you know, saying that companies are just lying to you, I feel like that invalidates the cosmetic chemists who actually formulate these products. But at the same time, that is the mindset that's taken over, this mindset that physical scrubs are somehow dangerous. This isn't a new notion. This was strongly perpetuated by Paula's Choice and Beautypedia years ago, but it picked up momentum more recently. And just also so you know, there was a lawsuit against Unilever. I'll try to link you the lawsuit in the description box below. But yeah, basically, this lawsuit did happen. There were a group of people who alleged that the St. Ives apricot scrub was causing micro tears and damaging their skin, and it was thrown out. There isn't actually evidence for this mindset that continues to be perpetuated. It's just one of those cases of so many people have heard it so many times that it's become its own mantra. But I don't want to discount the people who say, you know, physical scrubs genuinely do not work for me. I absolutely believe that it's possible for physical scrubs not to work for a person, and I believe it's possible for chemical exfoliators not to work for another person. And I also think when you go combining those two worlds, you're certainly making a very strong product that certainly some amount of people will not be able to use. And just so you know, that is indeed what this product is. It's a scrub at 10% AHAs with some lemon in it, so let's address that really quickly. I think most of you watching know that you would never want to put a lemon onto your face. Its pH is way too low, and so, you know, that's another one of those ideas that gets perpetuated. Don't put a lemon on your skin. Don't put lemon on your skin. Don't put skincare with lemon on it on your skin. But somewhere in there we are missing some important conversation, and that's the fact that because lemon has such a low pH, it can actually be used as a pH adjuster. So all of this conversation is ultimately to say that at the end of the day, I don't think this is just a product that is going to damage the skin of every person who tries it. I bet it does work for some people. It's a bit of a strong product, but I'm sure it works for some people. And I think that, you know, hyper focusing on these concerns like no lemon whatsoever, I think that that's something that I'd like to see the skincare community really investigate. You know, why did cosmetic chemists choose to put that into the product? Could there be another reason than just because they wanted to sell a product that would burn people's faces off? Oh Lord, help me, I'm making a controversial video in spite of how hard I'm trying not to. Speaking of Paula's Choice, let's talk about this product that I've seen quite a few influencers receive in PR or have sponsored content related to. So this is the Paula's Choice 25% AHA plus 2% BHA exfoliant peel, $39 for an ounce. This is the exact same reason why in my SPF video I said, I don't want every brand to come out with the sunscreen. Why did you come out with this, Paula's Choice? To me personally, this wasn't necessarily something that the market needed. Drunk Elephant has this exact same levels in their peel. The Ordinary's 30% AHA is going to be this but a little bit stronger at a much more affordable price, so I'm kind of baffled. I had to do a little bit more digging, so I went on the Beautypedia website and looked up the Ordinary's peeling solution just to see what the Beautypedia editors said about this, and get ready for this. The cons are the high amount of AHA can definitely prove irritating to many skin types. That's true regardless of if you're using the Ordinary's peeling solution or if you're using this new release from Paula's Choice. And also, despite the fact that The Ordinary does not recommend using AHA or PHA exfoliants, it sells many of them. What is going on? This is all to say that this is also a hilarious release to me personally. Paula's Choice has already been kind of under fire for some of their releases. They're a brand that's sworn off eye cream for ages, and yet they released an eye cream. That type of situation, this is a product that certain amounts of people do want to have, so they came out with one, even though in their past review, they criticized The Ordinary for having too high of a level of these ingredients. It's a bit interesting, no? Very much in a similar vein to what I was just talking about, we have the Shani Darden Intensive Eye Renewal Cream with Firming Peptides. So this is a $68 eye cream, and initially I was excited about this because I actually really do like Shani Darden's products. Her retinol reform is an incredible retinol. I think that the reason I enjoyed that product so much is it was kind of my introduction to combining retinol with AHAs. I've actually moved on and I now combine those two all by myself in my routine. But it was a fantastic start and a very potent product. So I'm really glad that I tried it and I do recommend that product. The thing is, this is just not tremendously exciting to me again. I was looking at the ingredients to this, and it's got peptides in it, which I do enjoy in an eye cream. It's also got silk tree extract, squalene, niacinamide, ceramides. It's probably a very nice eye cream, so I don't want to dismiss that, and if you're looking for an eye cream, this could be a great option. But at the same time, again with that case of, is it that innovative? It looks so much to me like the Tatcha Silk Eye Cream. And I can't help but feel like that's the running characteristic of this particular What's New in Skincare. We have so many brands that are just duping each other at this point that it's hard to sift through it all and determine what's actually an innovative release. New from Wishful Beauty, we have the Thirst Trap Juice Hyaluronic Acid and Peptide Hydrating Facial Serum, $47, packed with 3 types of hyaluronic acid and firming peptides. Again, you see what I'm saying with these releases, 3 forms of hyaluronic acid. What, we've never seen this before? No, it's everywhere. I just absolutely cannot see myself forking over $47 for an ounce of a hyaluronic acid serum at this point. And yet, don't get me wrong, because it is significantly less expensive than Dr. Sturm's hyaluronic acid. But is it innovative, or is it products on repeat just to fit in to a specific brand so that now you can only use products from that brand as if that's somehow any kind of an answer to skincare? No, it's not. You can mix and match brands to your heart's content. I have one final product in this category of high-end products that don't seem too innovative, in my opinion. What a category. But let's talk about this one before we move on. We have the Tatcha Ageless Revitalizing Neck Cream. This is $110. Now, I talk about neck cream occasionally on this channel. I think that if you enjoy a neck cream, if you have $110 to splurge on this one, it's a pretty product. Tatcha always makes beautiful products, for sure. But I do think it's important to understand why somebody might choose a neck cream so that you can decide if it's a product for you or if you want to just take your moisturizer all over your neck area. So the main argument that you hear in favor of neck creams is that the skin on your neck is different. And it is. It's a little bit thinner. But it's also important to know that just putting a thicker cream onto thinner skin doesn't somehow even out the skin. Instead, ingredients like retinol can help to redistribute the thickness of your skin to some extent. This is still the neck area, it's going to be thinner. But my problem comes into play when I actually look at the ingredients of these neck creams. In general, they do tend to be much thicker products. So for example, this is a product that has beeswax in it, which means we can pretty much infer it's going to be a heavier cream. And while that will give you a great occlusive layer to help you prevent transepidermal water loss, I look at the rest of the ingredients and it doesn't seem that different from other moisturizers. They say it has peony and vitamin C in it, and vitamin C can be a great ingredient for helping to amp up the production of collagen, which can be great for anti-aging, but also, they're saying natural botanicals. What does that mean? So for me, it's certainly not a product that I'm interested in running out and buying, especially after we just had the Ulta Love Your Skin sale. There were so many neck creams in there at 50% off if that's something that you were interested in. This one is just not calling to me. It's not saying I'm a unique and innovative release. Which brings me to my last product in this video, and it's actually one where I do think it's innovative, but at the same time, I'm going to be completely honest with you and say that I also don't think every last person watching this video needs this product. But again, we're looking at innovation here. Just so you know, this was gifted to me from Dermalogica, and it is the Neck Fit Contour Serum. I need to say something really quickly so it doesn't seem like, oh, she's just saying she likes it because she got it in PR. Just so you know, I don't feature every product that I receive in PR. In fact, I turn down kind of a substantial amount of PR, especially these days, because of what I said at the beginning of this video. So there could be a lot more in this video. I'm just choosing not to feature it. But again, we're talking about innovation here, products that actually stand out, and I think Dermalogica did actually manage to do that with this product. So let's talk about what this is. First off, as opposed to a neck cream, this is a neck serum, which is something that I don't see every day. In fact, I genuinely can't think of another neck serum. They may exist. But not only that, they're saying it is a skincare workout. And while I certainly think that phrasing is absolutely marketing, I still think the idea is unique. So what it is you have your serum in here, you twist this top, and then you get this roller system. And it's actually very cooling to the touch since it's metal, very cooling to massage it into your neck. And kind of like I've said with any kind of rollers in the past, they're enjoyable to use, and I think they can be helpful in enjoying your skincare routine. And also, I really like this design. I talked about this exact type of on-off system with the Kate Somerville, what's the name of that product? So you have some vitamin C and you can actually close it. What's great about that is you can sanitize the roller. So I do like the delivery of this product. I also like the size. This is 1.7 fluid ounces, which is a pretty generous size of a serum, and I like some of the ingredients. I do appreciate the peptides in here. In fact, with Dermalogica, they even have their own patented peptides. So, it's possible that you could see better results if that peptide works really well for your skin. They're saying that their ingredients give you retinol-like results, and quite frankly, I understand why they went in this direction. As I said, the neck area is thinner, and so you don't want to just go in with some strong retinoids or retinol and potentially make your neck area worse. Please do not take this as advice to just take whatever retinols you have lying around and use them all over your neck area. But again, companies come out with retinol eye creams for the thin eye area. I'd love to see a company come out with a retinol neck serum. And then, I think my biggest con with this is that it really has a lot of essential oils. I complimented Dermalogica for moving away from essential oils with their hydro exfoliant mask, but this is going right back in that direction. It certainly does smell nice, and I think a lot of people appreciate that, and that's wonderful for that to exist, but it would be really nice to see, at the very least, companies like Dermalogica take the approach of a product that has those essential oils and a product that doesn't, just for the people that do have allergies. Thankfully, I'm able to use this because where I run into issues is where I'm prone to breakout, so I have not had any problems with using this product. But again, some people do have more severe allergies than I have, and for them this isn't going to be an option, even though, it's a nice idea. So let's close this video with some final thoughts, because I have them. oh, do I have them. It's fascinating to me that I feel like more of the innovative products for this month are in the drugstore category, and a large reason for that is ironically the same reason that I don't love a lot of the new releases in the high-end category. I feel like we're seeing a lot of brands duping brands. And when it's an affordable dupe, when you've come out with $14 ampoules that potentially rival $45 ampoules, I'm interested. I want to know how you did it. I want to try that product. But when it's a $110 product that rivals $70 products, it's a lot harder for me to say that sounds interesting. And yet, I don't think it's impossible because Fresh came out with an interesting idea, Dermalogica came out with an interesting idea. I think it's possible, and I hope very much that these skincare brands actually continue to come out with innovative ideas. Come out with products that are going to excite us. Don't just come out with products so you can fill out an entire line. Come out with something truly new. And that is it. We've arrived at the end of this month's What's New in Skincare. I hope it's not too controversial of a video, but I know how these go. As always, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below, especially if you have tried any of the products that I talked about throughout this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.